Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to Children Worship. We're going to start off today by singing the song Indescribable. And actually, the song Indescribable has a lot of words that describe God. So remember to write those words down in the adoration section during prayer. Our hand motions for the chorus goes like this. Indescribable, uncontainable, you place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. All-powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim, you are amazing, God.
From the highest of heights.
From the highest of heights to the depths of the sea.
Creation's revealing your majesty.
From the colors of fall to the fragrance of spring.
Every creature unique in the song that it sings, all exclaiming, indescribable, uncontainable. You place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. All powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim. You are amazing, God. Who has told every life where it should go? Overseeing heavenly storehouses laid in snow. Who imagines the sun and gives source to this life? Yet conceals it to bring us the coolness of night. None can fathom, indescribable, uncontainable. You place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. All powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim. You are amazing, God. Indescribable, uncontainable. You place the stars in the sky and you know them by name. You are amazing, God. All powerful, untamable, awestruck we fall to our knees as we humbly proclaim. You are amazing, God.
Boys and girls, we're going to sing and dance to Roar VBS I'm Trusting You. Let's see who remembers the entire song from 3 weeks ago.
Wherever you lead me, wherever you lead me, I'm gonna follow. I'm trusting you that you are good. Life will get crazy, wild and amazing. I'm trusting you that you are good. I wanna live each day like anything can happen. Can't hardly wait to see tonight. I wanna face this world.
last song, we're going to sing Open the Eyes of My Heart, Lord, because God wants us to worship Him even though we can't see Him. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Sing holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. One more time. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
Hello, children. I'm Teacher Abby. And I'm Teacher Belle. It's prayer time.
What's going on here? Get out of my office! Sheesh! Hello, children. This is your real teacher, Mr. Henry. So this kind of situation happens pretty often in this family. Does it happen in your family? So remember, if your parents are working, maybe they're on the phone, maybe they're in meetings, remember to give them space, okay? All right, it's prayer time, which means it's ACTS time. If you don't have your supplies, go get them now, hit pause, and draw your ACTS on a sheet of paper. Now hit pause. Okay, you got your supplies? I got mine too. And I got my ACTS drawn out already. So what are we gonna do today? Well, I was thinking about these last 2 weeks. Something really important happened in these last 2 weeks. You know what it is? School has started. That's a big deal. It's a big deal for you. It's a big deal for parents. I'm a parent, so it's a big deal for me. And there's so much I want to pray about. There's so much I can pray about as a parent. And I think there is just as much to pray about as a child, as a student. So why don't we focus on that this week? Let's think about our ACTS in terms of our start of school year. Let me give you an example. Remember when we started going to school at home back in March? Everything was new. It was new for the students. It was new for the teachers. You didn't know where and how to get your homework from Google Classroom. Maybe you forgot your login and password. You didn't know where you write it down or where to get it. It was all over the place, right? But then this year, since we started school last week, things have gone a lot better, at least for my family here. And I praise God. I praise God that there are wonderful teachers out there who care so much about children, who spend their summer working so hard to make things better. And things are, in fact, a lot better. And I give thanks to God. And I give thanks to God that there are so many teachers just in the Cumberland Church. And they are wonderful teachers, and they're doing such great things for the children out there. And I praise God. I give thanks to God. Now, I do have a confession related to this. Even though things were working pretty well for the last 2 weeks, there were a couple of times when I lost my patience with my children. Maybe they were doing chat or playing games when they were supposed to be doing homework, and I lost my patience a couple of times. And I confessed to God that I need more patience, and I ask God for more patience. I ask God to change me, to make me a better parent. So there's so many things I can talk about in terms of ACTS: Thanksgiving, confession, supplication, adoration. So I would like you to give it a try. Think about your start of the school year. What is it that you want to give thanks to God? What are the praises that you can say to Him? What do you want to ask? Think about that. Now hit pause and write down your thoughts. How did you do? I have a full sheet of paper myself. Did you give thanks to God for your parents? Remember to pray about your parents. Remember to pray for your parents. Your parents are working very hard these days. They have to work and they have to help you with school. So remember that you should give thanks to God that you have parents who love you, that you have parents, even though they are tired, they are there for you. And you want to pray that they can be healthy, and that they are not too tired doing all these things. So remember to pray for your parents, okay? All right, now it's sharing time. Let's go with the same order as last time. The person who has the brighter color shirt would share first. Now hit pause. Good sharing. Now continue with your partner to do the actual prayer. This time the person with the longer hair will go first. Remember, God is listening. Okay, you're moving on to lesson time now. See ya. Get out of there!
Hi boys and girls, this is Teacher Anna. It's great to see you again. Now is a time that we learn from a Bible event as part of our worship. Before we start, remember 2 weeks ago, Teacher Henry taught us that we should get prepared when we come to worship because we're worshiping the one true God. And he gave us the challenge that we should change out of our PJs and put on nice clothes in preparation. Are you in your PJ? Well, if you are, that's okay. Pause the video and go get changed right now. Now you might ask, Teacher Anna, why do we have to go change? No one else is here to see our nice clothes. That's a great question. Well, we put on nice clothes not for other people to see, but for God to see. And it is a sign of our respect to God that, hey, we get ready and we see this as an important thing to worship God. Besides talking about preparation, today we have a new learning goal. How do we worship? We worship God from our hearts, not by our eyes. Before we get into our lesson, I want to play a game with you. It's a game I call I Can't Believe My Eyes. It's very easy. I'm going to show you 2 pictures and you tell me what you see. First picture. We see here we have some lines and circles. Can you tell me what colors are the circles? Can you see? You might say, I see some purplish ones and some greenish ones and some light brown color ones. Would you be surprised if I tell you, in reality, all of the circles are light brown colors? I can't believe my eyes, right? Our eyes sees that there are different colors, but in fact, it's only one color. How about this second picture? That's a very confusing looking hallway, right? If you see that hallway, would you run right into it? I wouldn't, because it looks confusing to my eyes. It looks like it's all curvy and dangerous, right? That's what our eyes see, but in fact, it is a perfectly straight and flat surface. Now, our eyes might tell us something that we are seeing, but it might not be true, because what we think we're seeing might be different from reality. Okay, now let's get into our lesson. In last week's lesson, Teacher Florence taught us about chapter 20 in Exodus, about God giving the Israelites the 10 commandments to protect them. Now, do you remember those 10 commandments? Let's try number 1. What is commandment number 1? That's right. 10 commandment number 1 says we should only worship the one true God, Yahweh, and no other God. How about number 2? Do you remember number 2? You got it. Number 2 says, do not make any idols. Do not make any statues or images of creations in the sky or in the ocean or on the earth. Do not make idols. Well, today we are going to cover chapter 32 of Exodus. In between those chapters, God gave more details and examples about the commandments and told Moses to write it down on a book so that he could teach them. And when Moses read it out loud to the Israelites, they all said, yes, we promise to abide by the commandments and the laws. We want to be God's people. We promise. But guess what happened in today's chapter? We will see. So after that, God told Moses to bring 2 tablets up to the mountain so that God can personally write down the commandments and the laws on the tablet so Moses can teach the people. And when God told Moses to go, Moses told Aaron, hey Aaron, I am going to go up to the mountain and meet with God. So while I'm gone, Aaron, you're in charge of the people, okay? Yes, here I am. I am Aaron. I will be in charge of the people. Aaron, it's been 40 days. We haven't seen this guy Moses. Who knows what happened to him? Maybe he died on the mountain. Then what do? We are all alone here. We don't have a God with us that we can see and we can be sure that He's protecting us. Remember in Egypt? They have lots of gods everywhere that you can see and you can go worship. They have golden cows, they have Anubis, and all kinds of gods. We should make one too. so we can see that God is with us and we can take him everywhere with us. But that would be in violation of God's command to us. God just told us, remember commandment number 2? Do not make any idols. We can't do that. Come on, Aaron. We need a God that we can see. Need him among us. Okay. Stop whining. We will make the golden calf. Give me the goals and we will make it. So Aaron gave in and made the golden calf for the people. And the people started bowing down to the idol, worshiping, and then they were singing and having a party. While all this was going on, God on the mountain saw all the commotion and told Moses about it to go down and look at the people. So Moses did. And when he went down the mountain, "What are you guys doing? God just gave us the commandment and promised to be our God, and now you immediately broke the second commandment. Do you know what you're doing? You're doing this." So Moses broke the tablets, showing the Israelites that they had broke their promise with God, and that's really bad, just because they couldn't see God or see Moses, their leader, with them. They couldn't worship the one true God because they are doing it by eyes, by what they see. In today's lesson, we saw that the Israelites made the mistake of worshiping God by believing everything that they think they saw with their eyes. They didn't see God, so they thought that God was not with them anymore. They didn't see Moses, their leader, for 40 days, so they thought that they don't have a leader anymore. They beg and whine to make a golden calf to be their God and lead them in the wilderness, which is not the right way to worship. Because remember the game that we play? We can't believe everything that we think we see with our eyes. We thought that we saw different color circles, but in fact, it's only one color. We thought that we saw curvy, dangerous road, but in fact, it is smooth and safe hallway. We can't believe everything that we think we see with our eyes. Then how should we worship God? Well, someone asked about that question in John chapter 4 to Jesus. How should we worship? Where should we worship? And Jesus' answer to her was, "Yet a time is coming and has now come when the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and truth, for they are the kind of worshipers the Father seeks. God is spirit, and his worshipers must worship in spirit and in truth." So, instead of worshiping God by what we think we see with our eyes, we should be like what the song said in the beginning of the worship. Worship God by seeing from our hearts, asking God to open the eyes of our hearts so that we could see him truly as who he is, and to worship God from our hearts. What does it mean to worship God from our hearts? Okay, boys and girls, what is the last commandment? That's right. You shall not covet your neighbor's things. So don't be jealous and be grateful for what you have. Okay? Okay, I know. Okay, teacher. Wow, her toy looks so cool. It looks so nice. I wish I have it. Why does my mom buy me that toy? Whoa, wow. She has a really cool toy. It would be really nice to have it. Well, Even though my eyes said that is really cool, teacher taught us that we should not be jealous and want other people's things, but be grateful for what we have. Okay, I will choose to believe the truth because I want to worship God. I will not be jealous and will give thanks for what I have. So boys and girls, who do you think worship God from their heart? The little girl or the little boy? Well, the one in backpack is supposed to be a boy. Which one? That's right, the little boy, because he didn't just believe what his eyes tells him, but he chose to believe what God told us in the Bible, and he lived by it. And that's truly worshiping God from your heart and in truth. So I challenge you for this week, memorize this verse. John chapter 4, verse 24. God is spirit, and his worshipers must worship in spirit and in truth. Okay, boys and girls, see you next week.